Hello everybody, it's Dr. Zaino with
Justice Zaino
for Sunday.
We're
15-minute fuel. We're just in 15 minutes a day. We'll fuel your mind, your body,
and your future.
All right, so today, thanks for being on the show, Jay. Always Sunday. Let me get in position right here. All right, so happy Easter for everybody that's watching.
Yes.
Hey, actually, wow, Jen's on. Well, thank you, Jen. Happy Easter for being on. So everybody's getting ready for Easter. We're cooking some lamb. All right, got that marinating.
Lamb chops.
We love that stuff. But here's the cool thing. Hey, Jen. Is that it's 15-minute fuel is 365 days a week. That means during the holidays too. So today, let's talk about, what do you want to talk about?
We're going to talk about pushing through one of the things towards success. One of the things you need to do to be successful in life.
Yeah, Justice says, why don't we just talk about success in life? And I'm like, well, there's a lot more than 15 minutes of that. So we'll just talk about one aspect, and that's pushing through. So tell me about pushing through. So we got to talk about pushing through the things that we don't like to do.
And we like.
And the things we do like to do, right? So let's go. What's your thoughts on that?
Like in karate, for example. I love karate, and nothing's easy in life. Nothing's easy. Nothing's ever easy to get. So you just push through. So I pushed through 7 years. 7 years of working hard, working super hard, and now I'm going to get my black belt. Because you work so hard. You work so hard in the things that you like, and that's another aspect of passion coming in. That's passion. Passion in action.
Well, actually, when we talked about passion, we're not really too into passion anymore because it's unbridled. Like what you showed wasn't passion, because passion means that it's unbridled emotion.
Yeah.
It's this lust. It's just like this chaotic state. Yeah. So what you showed was more pride, because you had pleasure and satisfaction in your achievements, your qualities, and your skills.
Yeah, pride.
And because of that, you went to karate when you didn't want to. Remember that We Are Heroes video where Timmy D. Gotchi's like, why don't you want to do karate? You didn't want to go to karate that day, right? So there's plenty of days where you didn't feel like going, that you didn't feel like practicing. And the thing is, it wasn't like you felt like that once or twice or 3 times. You know, over 7 years, you felt like that hundreds of times. But what in you decided, hey, listen, even though I don't feel like it, I'm just going to push through and do it?
Because it's like I'm so close to the black belt, and I love this. This is what I love doing, and I love it. I have pride in it, and I just switch my mind. I'm like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it tonight, and I know I always have fun. Even if I don't go, whenever I go, I have fun. Yeah.
So also, when you have something that you love to do, let's say you love to do this, whatever that is that you're thinking about. But on the journey of what you love doing, there's going to be a lot of things that you have to do that you don't love to do. You're never
gonna want to go to practice or do your work or what you like every day. You might say, I'm going to do this every day. Then you're like, not every day, because that's like, oh, I don't want to do it, but you have to remember, you have to push through. You push through, even if you don't like it.
So so that's a great question. So let's follow up with that. What do you do when you, let's say someone's at a job right now, and for the 15-minute fuels and what we went over in the We Are Heroes, they're realizing like, this is not my job. This is wrong, and this is not who I am. Right. This is not who I am.
This is not the hero job I want.
Yes, I'm not going full hero here. No. And so when someone finds that, but they worked hard, they got up to work when they didn't want to, so they actually pushed through into something they didn't want to do.
So imagine if you're doing good in there. Imagine how good you would be doing when you actually do something you like. Just imagine that if you don't know it, what you don't like, and you do it, and you don't know truly that you're not being yourself, and you do it great. Imagine what you're going to do when you love it.
Yeah, you know what?
Imagine
that's a good point, because let's say someone's at a job for 8 to 10 years, and they went to college, right? They did the college, they got the college debt, they got the degree. Or let's say you didn't get the degree, you've just been working your tail off for 10, 20 years in a job that you just know it's not your hero, you're in the secret identity. But then you're comfortable because you have the job, and you're pushing through, so to speak. But the thing is, I think a lot of people, they get scared to like, well, what if I move on? I'm out of my comfort zone. This is what I've been doing for 20 years. It's paying the bills.
Yeah.
And I would love to do that or this, but I kind of got it made here because I'm just barely getting by. But at least it's a job. So they have a lot of fear. But I think you put a good point that if you're pushing through now and you're making it through into the job that you don't like, and you're living a life that's a secret identity, and you're not living your full hero. Just imagine, instead of being scared of the unknown, just imagine, like Justice said, going out and doing what you love what you do, and having the push through that you've been doing this whole time, but now you're putting that push through towards something that you love.
Yeah, and also if don't quit in mid-year, and since since now you unlocked and we helped you like find what I am, what you were meant to be, and what job you want. I mean, maybe like finish up the year, and then switch to something else. So don't cut like mid-year. Finish strong, then do something you like.
Well, another thing, so the way Justice has talked about school-wise, right? Because you have to finish a year, but at work, in someone's job, there is no finishing the year.
Oh,
so it may be. So how about if someone's like, listen, there's no finishing the year. I got to work, 260 days a year, 9 to 5. There is no end of the year. So now in that case, and someone's
in my case,
in your case, you're going to finish the 4th grade and then you're out. But for someone else,
if someone else, you quit as soon as you find out what you're meant to be. You find that job, and then you prepare, then you do it.
So I wouldn't say the word quit because
you don't. You switch. You switch.
I like that because I think quitting is very invalidating because they're not really quitting. What they're doing is they're winning.
Yeah, quitting is going to something from something
Switching.
So quitting is you quit and then you're in this black zone where you don't do anything. But
right. Good. So
switching. You go to a red point to a green point.
So good. So I like that. Yeah. So quitting is when you stop and you just lay in the zone in the desert. Yeah, the desert lands. You do nothing. It's just like you lay down.
Yeah.
Switching is switching from one state
that you don't like
to
the other state which you like. It's from going from
secret identity.
Yeah, it's going from secret identity to the hero, or from like the desert to paradise.
I like that, right? Because in the desert,
wasteland, paradise.
Yeah, in the desert, nothing can really survive.
Yeah.
And that's so if you're squeezing that here, if you're starving the hero and that stuff that you always were created to do. Because really, I get it. Watch, it's so easy that we're educated that you have to have this type of career or job, but it might not be what you were really created to do. So in life, is life about getting through it, or is life actually becoming who you were actually created to be? Yeah,
and sometimes in school they give you like you're most likely to do this. They give you something like, oh, you're gonna do this when you grow up. But really, like whatever the school says, like what you're working for, you can't find it in a school. You can't work in it. You can't work the degree in a school. You have to actually go out there and experience what you're going to do, and really just think and just ask what am I? Just ask the question. Yeah,
and you got to find out who am I. So a lot of times, like we talk about the buffet table, you might not know at any age, even at your 40s, if we've been so trained to do this one thing and just follow.
It's a habit.
Yeah, it becomes a habit, and we don't even realize. So at 40, I could look in the mirror and go, well, who am I, and what do I even like? Because I've not experienced other things. So sometimes
everyone made you think you should do something else than the thing that you were destined to do.
Right. So you have to try a little bit of things, because when someone says, I don't know what I like, or I don't know my gifts or talents, it's like you do know, and when you experience different things, then you could say, yes, this is what I'm excited about. And then just think of someone who's living a counterfeit life. And what I mean by a counterfeit life, I'm not saying you're a phony,
No.
but you're not. You're living a less than watered down version of who you were created to be. And you discipline yourself. You worked hard. You pushed through just to make it through this phony life, which is what I mean by phony.
You're living
somebody else's life.
No,
you're living the mask.
You have a mask on right now. If you're
right.
in Hero Talk, you have a mask on.
And so basically, what a mask means, again, we're not saying you're a phony.
No.
A mask means you're not the true, authentic version that you are when no one's looking. You know,
you're
like
not,
you know when you're singing in the shower, when you're singing in the car, when you're dreaming and smiling, when you get teared up, when you watch a movie or listen to a song. It's like who you were destined and created to be. Anything else than that is not you. So that's why we call it a mask. So imagine, so you just think everybody who's been wearing that mask and they know it, you've worked so hard, you discipline yourself to get through it, to appease others. So imagine taking all that effort, discipline, and hard work and putting it into something that you absolutely love, enjoy, and it's a customized fit in who you were created to be.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to live the fake life. You don't want to live the life that you were never meant to live. You want to live the life that you were always meant to be.
So so watch this. So if I had $100 million, 2 yachts, 7 houses, and I know it would be cool, but could I still be living a fake life? And
yes,
not doing
you could.
it? Yes,
you could.
See,
you could,
so
totally.
So materialistic things doesn't mean that you made it, right? It doesn't mean that you're just not wearing the mask, because that's why there's billionaires or 100 millionaires or millionaires that have mask on and they feel the conflict. It's a secret. It's a very secret conversation that they're depressed. They feel anxious, and they feel lost because they're living a life that everybody else wanted them to live. So we can't base. You know what happens? I think we base success. We compare ourselves to what the majority does. So
yeah,
right?
What does the majority do?
Right.
It wears the mask.
They wear the mask,
and they do something else. And you're growing up. And some of you are growing up thinking, "Oh, everyone else is doing it. So I should do it."
Or hey, I'm doing really well compared to a mediocre society. So I've made it and I'm doing pretty good. But the thing is, instead of comparing yourself to the society of mediocre, what you want to do is you want to compare yourself to your potential. Because if you compare yourself to society, what starts to happen is 2 things. When you become successful, you actually could say, you compare yourself to the rest of society and say, hey, I'm doing great. I made it. But then what starts to happen is you're not living your potential. So don't compare yourself to society. Oh no, here's the thing. So you'll say I'm doing great compared to society, but watch this. But then you almost feel bad because you're doing better, right? Because that's why you don't move forward, because sometimes you feel guilty that you're doing better than the average. And then what happens is you're not comparing yourself. You should actually be comparing yourself to your own potential. That's why someone who does great things, they're grieving their potential.
Technically, when you think, oh, I'm doing so well against society, and you're living actually the wrong way, you're in a cage painted as life. You're in a cage that is, the walls are painted to look like life, but really you're in a cage, and you need to get out of the cage so you actually are living your life instead of living 100 million people's lives. Like you're living other people's lives by doing the same things they're doing and believing the same things they are believing.
Dude, I'm going to close it there. That was great. Hey, Dale said something great. He says, "Don't judge yourself among yourselves." Right.
Yeah,
so the only thing you should compare yourself with is your potential.
You should compare yourself to your own potential and what you think. You should compare yourself to yourself. Compare yourself to what you've been doing and say to yourself, "Is this the best I can do? Is this what I love doing? And is this the right thing for me to do?"
And there's no guilt, there's no comparison, and there's no judging. It's you literally becoming aware of
There's
you.
no regret.
And the only regret is what?
The only regret is not doing the thing that you love.
But there you go, guys. So hopefully you were inspired on this Easter Sunday, and that's what Easter Sunday was for. You know, Jesus that came, died on the cross to forgive your sins, but also to show you, who you really were, your true hero. So thank you guys so much. Have an amazing Easter. Enjoy it. Have fun. And things. What, you got something to say?
Yes. Check out episode 19.
That's
it's coming
tomorrow.
out. Yeah, it's coming out tomorrow. It's gonna be really good. And check out the Facebook pages. They're really good.
Yep, it's Dr. Zaino and
Justice Zaino
on Facebook and YouTube. And thank you guys. Write in the comments. Of course, we'll always answer the comments. And we'll see you soon. Have a great day. God bless.
See ya.